The demographics of Europe are changing. The population is aging and its growth rate is predicted to decline beginning in 2035 with severe macroeconomic, fiscal and financial effects. And do you know that according to the United Nations World Population Prospects, a third of the population of Europe will be over the age of 65? Which is a startling figure, right? So let's explore the impact of an aging population on the economic future of Europe and what steps some countries have taken to address this issue.
More elderly people means higher healthcare costs, and long-term care spending will become a fiscal sustainability risk for 16 European countries, both in the medium and the long term. If you look at just age-related expenditures, that's set to rise by 2% of GDP by 2060.
For many years, Europe's aging population has been a topic of concern. As the baby boomer generation retires, the number of elderly people in Europe continues to rise, posing a significant threat to the region's economic future. Improved healthcare, healthier diets, and advances in technology have enabled an increasing number of Europeans to live well into their golden years. And according to Eurostat, the EU Statistical Centre, there are now fewer than 3 persons of working age for every European citizen aged 65 or older. Moreover, the Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development predicts that by 2050, the proportion of people in rich and EU nations who are over 80 would have doubled. While this trend was further accelerated by the pandemic, women who have been negatively impacted by pandemic job losses and economic instability have delayed starting or expanding their families. According to the Italian National Institute of Statistics, births in 15 Italian cities decreased by 22% in December 2020, while France recorded its lowest birth rate since World War II. And so, along with the aging population, UN forecasts indicate that some of the key Western European countries, such as France, Germany, and the United Kingdom, will begin to experience population declines over the next 10 years. Now, if we take a look at the impacts, one of the impacts of an aging population on the economy is a shrinking workforce. As more people retire, there are fewer people available to work, which can lead to a shortage of skilled workers and an increase in labor costs. This can also result in reduced economic growth, as with a smaller workforce, there is less economic output. Another impact of an aging population on the economy is increased healthcare costs. As population ages, they are more likely to experience long-term physical and mental health issues, which increases their need for medical and social services. So, older people tend to require more healthcare services, which can put a strain on the healthcare system and increase healthcare costs. This can also have a knock-on effect on the economy, as increased healthcare costs can reduce disposable income and consumer spending. For instance, Germany, France, and Austria spend 12.8, 12.4, and 12.2% of their GDP in healthcare sector, respectively. Thirdly, the public pension systems are likewise burdened by an aging population. As the population ages, the number of retired individuals who receive public pensions increases, while the number of working-age individuals who contribute to the pension system decreases. Hence, the government may need to reduce public spending in other areas to pay for pension programs, which could put a strain on other public sectors as well as the economy. For instance, in 2019, contributions into Germany's public pension plans represented around 10.1% of the nation's GDP, but this is expected to increase to 12.2% by 2070 under the current system. In fact, according to Rainer Dolger, head of the Confederation of German Employers' Associations, Germany's pension system will not be financially feasible in 5 years unless reforms are implemented. Finally, Europe's aging population is going to cause a sharp productivity slowdown and cause serious economic problems. According to the European Commission, the EU's potential growth rate could be reduced by 0.2 percentage points every year until 2030. This drop may appear minor at first, but it could result in large economic losses over time. Economic productivity declines may result in lower tax collections and increased government spending on pensions, healthcare, and other services. And looking at the current state of the European economy, Europe's economy isn't exactly in great shape right now. Years of zero interest rates and ultra-accommodative monetary policy have so far failed to stimulate the growth and inflation needed to recover from the Eurozone crisis. Added to the economic uncertainty produced by the UK's Brexit vote, and the continent desperately needs productivity to fall even further. And to make matters worse, along with aging population and shrinking workforce, age-related spending for the EU on pensions, healthcare, adult social care and education is set to rise by 1.5% of GDP between 2025 and 2065. Now, in the face of these daunting challenges, how do we move forward? Well, it's not all doom and gloom. To address this issue, some countries have taken steps to mitigate the impact of an aging population on the economy. For instance, the German government has adopted a strategy to encourage older individuals to continue working by providing incentives like reduced taxes and increased pension benefits for those who postpone retirement. This has lessened the negative effects of an aging population on the economy by keeping older people in the labor. Sweden has implemented policies to promote a healthy lifestyle and prevent chronic diseases, which can help reduce healthcare costs associated with an aging population. In contrast, Italy has adopted a policy of increased immigration to make up for the declining workforce brought on by an aging population. But while these policies have been somewhat effective, they have not fully addressed the issue. For example, the policies of Sweden and Germany have been somewhat effective in encouraging older workers to continue working, but they have not fully addressed the issue of a shrinking workforce. Similarly, Italy's increased immigration policy has had some success, but it has also contributed to some social and political tensions. So, experts think that if a significant and growing proportion of the EU population is older, this calls for a rethink of policies that traditionally focus on the earlier stages of life. Let's take a look at what needs to be done right now. Well, first, Europe needs to raise labor force participation rates in order to combat the declining workforce. Europe can increase economic development and ease the pressure on its public finances by encouraging more people to work. Second, Europe must support healthy lifestyles and spend money on healthcare preventative measures. This could include activities like public health campaigns to promote healthy lifestyles, grants for wholesome foods, and rewards for physical activity. Furthermore, Europe must spend money on education and training, especially in industries with a lack of qualified workers. This might involve taking steps like providing money for career training programs, providing rewards for lifetime learning, and promoting apprenticeships. And by investing in education and training, Europe can ensure that the workforce has the skills needed to drive economic growth and innovation. So, it's time to act now before it's too late. We hope you found this video informative and thought-provoking. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more videos on important topics affecting our world. Thank you for watching.